What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. And right now we're going to be talking about a guy that you've been telling me, like, yo, Gmia, this guy is really, really good. You should check him out. You know, he definitely screams off the edge and stuff like that. The Packer, GJB, or whichever way you want to say his name, he's not that guy. KGB, for what I want to use him for, let me just make sure I'm clear, right? Off the edge when he first came out, if you run like a 3-4, 3-4 odd and have him on the outside, or a 4-3 even, he was really, really good. The issue with him, though, is I need him on the inside, because Broderick Thomas, to me, is a much better outside player. He screams uncontrollably when I have him out there. So pretty much what happened is I put this guy's set together, and I didn't get the set, because the cards that go into a set were too expensive. So I bought him off the auction house, and I put him in, and I took Warren Sapp out. Now, this is what the situation is, right? Weight is not really as influential as it was in previous Maddens, but it still counts towards the way that they clog up the hole. So when you look at the fact that this guy, he's pretty much like, I would say, like stat for stat, he can compete with Myles Garrett, but Myles Garrett is 272. And that's a big deal, and a reason why you can put Myles Garrett at a position, like a D tackle, and he just goes crazy. Another thing that you guys were asking about, Gmia, what about, the reason that you use Michael Strahan? Let me show you what's going on with Strahan, though. Well, what is Strahan? Can we see Strahan from this part? Why is it only giving Aaron Donald? It's only giving the left ends. I'm going to show you guys about Strahan, because Strahan is very interesting also, because for some reason he just plays unbelievable, and I can't really tell you why he does. He just does. Realistically, it is something about the weight. Like, he's 255, so just 15 more pounds, but he is 6'5". Finesse move 91. Finesse move is 87. Power move 91. Block shed 90. I don't know what makes this guy really that good. Maybe it is like the whole fact that he's over 250. Like, I honestly, I don't know what's going on. Like, they're so similar with everything that goes on. He's 6'5", and then this guy is 6'4", and that's pretty much like, he's a speed rusher, maybe because they're a power rusher, but Strahan just plays the middle crazy. And I can't really believe that 5 more pounds and 1 inch more is going to make Strahan so much better than him at D tackle. But for the even, I was trying to put him in and try to see where he fits in. He's just not good unless you have him on the outside. Like, that's generally what the basis of it is. If he's an inside guy, he's gonna get trucked and he's gonna get dominated. It's sort of like this. Montez Sweat, if you really look at it, when you play him at D tackle, you remember back in the other Maddens where you could have like a little tiny D tackle and he'd be going wild, you have him in a spy, doing whatever he wants. They don't really make them do that anymore. So it's very, very difficult to get the same kind of production out of these players, because EA has changed it up, because they watched it. What was it, like Madden 17, dudes were playing dollar and just had a D tackle in there going wild. He was mad skinny and it was just stupid. And EA was probably like, yo, you know what? These guys are taking advantage. We're going to have to go ahead and fix this. So it hasn't been as good as it once was. Just so everybody's aware of that. So because of that, again, maybe because of his build, how he is, I have no idea. But he doesn't help my blitz to scream. So pretty much I have to get rid of him, because once I start to see that the way that they're engaging with the offensive lineman, if he's not ready to shed instantaneously, the blitz won't scream. And then once we see that, we have to make a move. Like, we can't stay with it like, all right, yo, he didn't scream that time, it's all good. No. He's gone. We have to get rid of him immediately, because it's just not going to help it. You have to understand, if you sit in coverage, it can work, but I wouldn't say it's smart. Okay, it wouldn't be that smart, but again, you can stay and like send one and have all kind of coverages. You could do that if you want, but I just don't think that it's a smart thing to do. But again, with the way that the game is, you have to make sure that you understand a couple things. When you're setting up your defense, if you run like the audible down from the 3-3-5 normal to the 3-3-5 wide, or whatever you're doing, right, and you're using safeties as your outside corner rushers, this doesn't apply to you. I don't like using the safeties to rush, although it is very advantageous. I will tell you that. Like, you will get away with it. EA will allow you to get away with that all the time. So it's not like it's something that you won't get away with, so don't do it. You can do that. All right, and it won't be a problem. EA will be like, yo, listen, whatever. Okay, he's a safety against a fat lineman, whatever. Let's give it to him. Like, yo, the developers are not concerned about that. They actually like it. The fact that like a 190-pound free safety is just shedding a 500-pound guy. It's like really exciting for them to see it. So that's probably not going to change. All right, so I wouldn't really focus too much on that scenario, but I'm going to tell you this right now. As far as Warren Sapp, I don't even have him as the full Warren Sapp, but his weight, he's only like 302. And he's still, for some reason, they let him do stuff he's not supposed to really be doing. Because he'll definitely clog up the hole, but he'll also get trucked. I want to go ahead and make sure you guys understand that. He will get trucked. And he'll get trucked by like Patterson. It's stupid. Regardless of that situation though, I may consider going ahead and like just making sure that his card is back to being the maxed out card, just because, you know, because I don't know exactly what makes the defense just go crazy. You know, the 3-4 odd, the 4-3 even. It's something about the way that I'm utilizing Sapp that's making everybody else get free. And I don't know what it is. And like I said, he's not even maxed out. And he's causing like a crazy amount of savagery in the middle. So with that being the case, we may have a shot and we'll just get Warren Sapp back, but that guy's gonna have to get sold. So if he doesn't sell right now for that price, what we'll do is we'll just lessen it a little bit more because it's not that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? Somebody bid $340 for him, so, you know, over there with the 4 hours, so somebody will definitely try to pick him up for the $336. And then once we deal with that, what we'll do is we'll probably just add the final card onto Warren Sapp and then figure out what's going on with that. Another thing that's going on is some of you guys were concerned as far as the abilities go. You know, Gmi, you've been screaming a lot in these videos. I'm seeing your tweets over at GmiasWorld, you know, the Facebook post at GmiasWorld. Yo, what do you have on your players? Realistically, right now, I'm going to tell you this and I'm going to make sure you guys understand. The double or nothing is useful to a point. And let me explain what I mean by that. Lawrence Taylor with double or nothing, he's very, very good. But if you play a guy that's going to block 7 out of bunch, he's not going to automatically just shed, right? Even with the double or nothing, he's not going to shed. So what some of you guys are saying is, you know, why don't you use 2 abilities to kind of, you know, offset the double or nothing, like, you know, edge threat and 1 other ability. Why don't you do that? Number 1 with edge threat, EA Sports definitely nerfed it. Okay, so you got to be very, very careful when you're trying to figure out what you want to do, because it's definitely 100% nerfed. If you want to run 2 edge threats, I will tell you this much. Randomly, your players will scream. Just randomly. Nobody knows why it happens. They will scream. I can't tell you why that is, but in certain cases, they just won't. Now look, when you take a look at edge threat, right? It's dominant pass rush moves, but they'll still get like closed in if the guy tries to roll out with bunch. Either they're delay fading the tight end or they're just double teaming you off the edge. This won't really do anything for you. Okay, so if you want to go that route, it's very, very important that you understand a lot of these abilities, they really don't execute the way that they're supposed to, and you may not get everything that you need. Another option that you could have that some of you guys saw me, you know, run in the past, you can go ahead and go unpredictable with edge threat and try to get lucky every play. That's also something that is, I don't want to say it always works, but the unpredictable sometimes just goes crazy, right? So that's the only other option outside of utilizing, you know, this double or nothing. Because like I said, when this works, it's crazy. But what happens is every time we log into Madden, something else happens and something changes, and then we don't know what the hell's going on. And EA already nerfed it, and they were out there, and the guys are getting no pressure. So we have to consistently change the abilities because we look and see that the players are just not reacting the way they're supposed to. And it just doesn't make any sense. But realistically, it does make sense because we're getting roster updates that EA usually sneaks a tune into, and then everything is just crazy. So it is something that we have to take note of. But I will say this, right? Under pressure is 100% nerf. Because when I was running 2 of those, the guy was literally looking at me and laughing about it. Like the quarterback was like, what you doing, bro? Like, it's weird. I would love for them to be able to throw the ball and make it be inaccurate, but it's not always the case. But what I'm telling you right now is double or nothing. For the most part, it seems to work, but just like it reads, it's double or nothing. So a lot of the times you may get nothing. So we will continue to like figure out and maneuver which ones are better and try to understand it a little bit more. And then I'll let you guys know what we're doing. But double or nothing really wasn't screaming as much earlier. It could have been because of KGB. You know, he was too light at D tackle and guys just weren't getting, you know, where they were supposed to be. But we're going to continue to research it. We're going to continue to take looks at it and try to figure it out. And then you're going to go out there and get the benefit from it because you'll know exactly what's working. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You enjoy your day. Have a good one, guys. One love, y'all.